Hello and welcome back. When you want to create a template, it's better to organize all the files related to a template inside a folder. In VS Code, you can work on a folder or on a file separately. But when you are creating a template, it's better to create a folder for that, and you can access to all the files related to the template inside one place, instead of finding them in different places. To open a folder, choose from the File menu, then Open Folder, and you can choose the folder that you want to work on it inside this Open Folder window. I choose this folder, HTML template, and double click on this, and when I'm in this folder, I choose Select Folder. The folder is open here now, and from the Explorer window, you see this icon is Explorer window, and all the files related to this folder and this template will be here. The first thing that I need here is to create an HTML document. HTML document is actually a simple text file with the extension HTML or HTML. To create a file, we have new file here, the icon new file. So you can click on this, and when you click, you have a text box that you have to input a name for your file. You can name it whatever you want, but I will prefer to choose index.html. As I said, the extension for the HTML document is HTML or HTML. You can choose HTML or you can choose HTML. And then press Enter. When you say this file is an HTML document, you can open this file in the browser too. And the things that you write here inside this document will be considered as HTML document. And the browser tries to show this content in the output. The very first thing that we need here is to write the basic structure of the HTML. But what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is actually a markup language. It's not a programming language. You use this language to create web pages. And this is actually shows the structure of a web page. For example, how the browser should show a title in the page. How should the browser show an image in the web page? So, HTML document consists of elements that tell the browsers how to show the content. Everything that you write inside an HTML document is content. And when the browser wants to show that content in its window, it uses the HTML elements that you write inside that HTML document. So here, if I want to write the basic structure of the HTML document inside this file, I type HTML, and because I'm going to use HTML with the version 5 or HTML5, I choose HTML5 from here. Just down arrow key and press Enter. When you do this, the basic structure of the HTML document will be appeared here for you. You have the doc type here, then HTML, then inside the HTML you have the head part and body part, and inside the head you have some tags as some elements as well. But what are these? The structure for an HTML document is something like this. Doc type, then HTML. Using doc type here, you define the type of the document here. And because this is the HTML document, I have HTML after this. For HTML5, you just need this at the first of your HTML document. Then we have the HTML part. It starts with HTML here and ends with HTML here. Inside the HTML, we have two parts, the head part and the body part. Inside the head part, you define the metadata or links to the other resources that these HTML documents need to show the information in the output, to show the content in the output. And inside the body part, you define the things that are visible to the user when opens this document in the browser. You see that all the things here that are in the color blue inside angle braces. What are these? These are actually HTML tags. And what is HTML tag? Tags are enclosed within angle braces with a tag name. As you see here, tag name inside the angle braces. Most of the tags in HTML have corresponding closing or end tag that looks like this. It has a tag name, but inside the angle braces before the tag name you have a slash character. Every tag name that you write inside your HTML document should be in lowercase format. So every tag we define here, all of them are in lowercase format. During this course, I may say that HTML element or HTML tag. What is HTML element? HTML element defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. Everything from the start tag, for example here, start tag until the end tag to the end tag are considered as an HTML element. When I say tag, I mean just these. When I say tag, I mean just this tag name. But when I say element, it means the whole this part, the starting tag, content, and the ending tag. Some HTML elements may have no closing tag, may have no content. These HTML elements are called empty elements. They don't have a closing tag. They don't have an end tag. Let's take a look at the basic structure of HTML document again. Here, in this HTML document, I have HTML tag, but it has starting tag and ending tag. In VS Code, when you click on a tag, the corresponding end tag will be highlighted as well. As you see, HTML starts from here and ends to here. And inside the HTML, I have the head part, the head element. It starts from here and ends here. And after the head, I have the body part, starts from here and ends here. So HTML document contains the HTML element, and inside the HTML element, I have two elements, head element and body element. The head element contains the information or metadata about this HTML document and also relating resources. For example, scripts files, styles file, or everything that we need to shape this HTML document, to make this HTML document beautiful in the browser. And the body part contains all the visible elements that user can see in the browser. In here, you see that I have some HTML elements. I have meta element here, and I have title element here. The meta element, as you see here, is an empty element. As I said, empty elements in HTML doesn't have ending tags. So meta here is an empty element. But title here is not an empty element. It has a closing tag and some content between opening and closing tag, or between a starting and end tag. What is title element here? The title element shows the title of this HTML document in the title bar of the browser. Everything that you write here will be shown at the title bar of the browser. For example, for now is document. If you want to open this document in the browser, how you can do this? Do you remember the extension live server? that we installed together in the previous part. First, let me save this document using Ctrl and S on my keyboard, or you can choose File and then Save from here. If I want to see this document in the browser, I can right click on this file, index.html here, and choose Open with Live Server. I click on this. You see, this is my HTML document. Until now, I didn't add anything between the body element, the visible part in the browser, but I had the title element in the headboard, and I said that this title element will be shown in the browser as the title. And as you see here, I have document here. This is the same as the thing that I have inside the title element as the content. If I change that, you will see that this title will be changed as well. So inside this, I choose a document word here and change it to something else. For example, something like this. Then I save this document and again open my browser. After you choose go live, for the next times you can just open your browser and see what is going on your HTML document. You don't need to use go live every time. Now in my browser, you see the title is changed to education template. Let's take a look at the template that we want to create together. This is the template that we want to create together, and this is actually the image of that template. And as you see, this template contains different parts. This top part that it contains a logo and some text and some buttons actually here. Then another part here that has a search here and some information, and then this part, and then the part for courses, and then the footer part, the bottom of this web page. I want to start from the top part of this HTML document. But if you want to see how I will design this part, join me in the next video.